to BFS Wargaming. So we're here for the last episode in the Deathwatch supplement series. Sam's here, and we're going to talk about the stratagems and then just talk about some list ideas that Sam's put together. So we'll go straight into the stratagems. Sam, take us away.
Okay, so we get a full 2 pages of stratagems to add on to our Space Marine stratagems. So there's so many stratagems. It's just, like, what do I do with them all? So first one I really like is Death to the Alien, which is you get to add one to your attack characteristics against Tyranids, Eldari, Necrons, Orcs, and Tau.
Yeah, against Xenos. Nice.
For 1 command point. That's really nice.
Really, really nice. Great stratagem.
Then we've got like stratagems which are anti-Xenos. I'll run through those. They're not necessarily in order, they're all over the place, but we've got Prognosticating Volley.
Okay.
Which is the anti-Eldari one, which is basically I get to ignore any hit modifiers. Nice. So your Venoms that are -1 to hit, I just put like 1 command point. No.
Yeah. Nice, I like it.
Nice. The anti-Orc one is really good. It's 2 command points, so it's slightly more expensive, but it allows a unit to fire Overwatch. Yeah. When an Orc unit declares a charge, you use a stratagem. You can fire Overwatch with a unit at that Orc unit.
Yeah.
And if you kill any models from that Orc unit, they subtract 2 from their charge roll.
Oh, wow. That's really nice.
The thing is, this stratagem doesn't stop you from using Overwatch stratagem. So you can then Overwatch with a 2nd unit.
Wow. That's good. Yeah, so, that's really nice.
That's really, really good against Orcs. We then have the Overkill Stratagem, which is 1 command point. Use this stratagem in a shooting and fight phase after making attacks with Deathwatch unit against the Necron units. Your opponent must subtract 1 from the animation protocol.
Yeah, I know.
So the trick here is it's after I've resolved my attacks.
Yeah.
So it's like after your saves, I then go, okay, how many have I killed? This is the time to use it.
Yeah.
It's a really good stratagem just to drop in there.
It is really good, especially against Warriors and Immortals, because they're the ones that benefit from the animation program.
Definitely. And, you know, if you do a lot of damage to those Destroyer squads where there's a chance you might get 1 back, then that's really worthwhile for 1 command point. Yeah,
if you've just taken out 4 Destroyers or 3 Destroyers, there's a chance you're going to get 1 back, so it's nice one to play.
Yeah. The anti-Tyranid one, Synaptic Severance, is when you shoot or fight a Tyranid unit, you get exploding 6s. Is it exploding 6s? No, 6s automatically wound on the hit roll.
Okay.
So, you know, if I roll a 6 to hit, I automatically wound.
When you said it was Synaptic Severance, I literally thought it was going to be if you kill models in this unit, they don't benefit from Synapse.
What it used to
really strong.
What it used to be in the old book was you could target Synapse creatures regardless of the character rule.
Okay.
So that's why it's Synaptic Severance. Now it's just you get exploding 6s, or 6s automatically wound against Synapse creatures, which is okay, like against your Hive Tyrants that are high toughness, or even your Warrior blocks, which are hard to wound.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite good.
Uh-huh.
We then got the Tau one, which is much improved.
Mm-hmm.
Is use the stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase after a Tau Empire unit has resolved its shooting against a Deathwatch unit from your army. Remove all marker light counters from that Deathwatch unit. So this is it's 1 command point. It's much improved because previously it was when you're hit by a marker light, use this stratagem, remove all marker lights. Now it's after you've resolved your shooting. So I don't have to wait for the right time to do it. I go, oh, you've resolved that squad, remove the marker lights.
Yeah.
So that's very good.
So you're waiting and say they've put on 5 marker lights onto a squad, you can then go remove all the marker lights.
Yep. I can wait until they've gone, I'm going to have D3 extra marker lights, I'm going to use this ability, I'm going to use that ability. Yeah. I go, cool, get rid of them all. For 1 command point, it's gross. Xenos players hate this. There is no one for anti-Genius to the Cult, which I still find funny.
There's not one?
No, not one for Genius to the Cult.
I suppose they've just brought it in with the Synapse.
I mean, I think G's to the cult have it raw enough. They don't need a stratagem that goes against them.
They technically will have the Tyranid keyword anyways, don't they?
They do, but Synaptic Severance doesn't work against them because it only works on Tyranid synapse units, and G's to the cult don't have those.
Is the Patriarch not a synapse unit?
No, he just has his own brutal telepathy rule.
Just auto pass morale.
Yeah, within 6 inches.
Yeah.
So, although Space Marines have all spec scans, so that screws G's to the cult. So going back to other stratagems, you've got the Adaptive Tactics stratagem, which is 2 command points. You have to have a Watchmaster in your army to do this.
Yeah.
And it allows you to change the Xeno Hunter's target.
So basically,
don't change your chapter tactic.
Yeah, don't leave home without a chapter master.
Yeah, because you go, okay, I pick troops. Once you've killed your troops, 2 command points, swap it over to whatever's next.
Yeah.
It's a really good stratagem.
Yeah, really good.
Atonement through Honor, it's another one. Use your stratagem in your opponent's charge phase. Select 1 Deathwatch unit that contains a black shield. That unit can perform a heroic intervention as if it were a character.
Nice.
So if you've got a black shield in your veteran squad, you can heroically intervene.
Anything like that, being able to, like you say, heroically intervene is strong.
Yeah, because you just set up just on that objective, or you want to hold an objective, you sit on it, your opponent comes to just tag models in to take it off, you can be like, okay, I'm going to heroically in and punch you for it.
Yeah.
It's really useful.
Next one.
We then have something to do with the Black Vault. Sanctions for the Black Vault, which allows you to take an extra relic. Use a stratagem.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from a selection of relics. Use your stratagem before the battle when mustering your army. If your warlord has Deathwatch keyword, select 1 Deathwatch model in your army as a sergeant profile. So you can put a relic on a sergeant.
Which is, that is in a lot of the other supplements you can do that.
Yeah, and obviously these relics are Artificer Armor, Master Crafted Weapon, Digital Weapon.
They're limited to all of the special, not the actual Deathwatch relics, yeah.
You can give a Sergeant Artificer Bolt Cash, which is quite nice. Which is interesting, because could you then use that on a Aggressor Sergeant? But the Artificer Bolt Cash just gives a bolt weapon special ammo. So if you use that on like an Aggressor with Auto Bolt Storm Gauntlets, I don't know if that would. I don't know 100% if that would work. I have to look into it. Then you got a Vigil Unmatched for 1 command point. Use your stratagem when nominating a Deathwatch character model that is not an end character to be your warlord. Generate 1 additional warlord trait. Yeah. So you can get a second warlord trait on your warlord.
Yeah, that's pretty standard in Space Marine book supplements.
So you could take both the Vigilant Incarnate and like the Progenitor of the Chapter one.
Yeah, really strong.
Which we both said were really good. We then Green Tide, Priority Doctrine activated or adoptions, which is uses stratagem in your command phase. Select 1 Deathwatch unit from your army. Select 1 Combat Doctrine. So you basically move a unit's combat doctrine.
Yeah, and they just count in that doctrine.
Yeah, it's 2 command point. Sorry, it's only 1 command point, so it's really useful, and I quite like it. Then you've got Overkill, Brotherhood of Veterans. I've not read this one. 2 command points. Use this stratagem in your command phase. Select 1 Deathwatch unit from your army. Then select 1 Chapter Tactic or Successor Tactic. Until the end of the turn, models in that unit have the Chapter Tactic or Successor Tactic instead of Xenos Hunter.
You can use a White Scars or
yeah. So like the trick is like in my command phase, I think I did it to you actually. Like you locked me down in combat, I turn myself into an Ultramarine, I fall back and shoot you.
Yeah, really nice, really, really, really strong because you can. It used to be in the Vigilus book, and they've obviously put it in here just for Deathwatch, which I really like. It's really cool.
Yeah,
it is a mixture of chapters, so
it goes back into that one of being a really malleable, on the fly, just change to what you need army. We've then got Disruptive Launch, One command point used a stratagem in movement phase when a Deathwatch jump pack or Indomitus kill team containing an intercessor or approaches kill team containing a Vanguard veteran falls back, that unit can still shoot even if it fell back this turn.
Yeah, nice. 1 CP.
So that you say that lends into your army having like mixed kill teams, like having a Vanguard veteran in there, so you have the option to fall back and shoot.
Yeah.
They used to do it automatically.
It's basically with like a jump pack, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's based Deathwatch jump pack, Indomitus or kill team that contains an Inceptor or approaches keen team that contains a Vanguard veteran with jump pack. So it's basically anything that can fly. It means you can use this stratagem, because you used to be able to just fall back and shoot if you had anything that could fly, and now it's a stratagem to do it basically.
Yeah, so it's really nice to have that option. You then got the Teleportarian, which is 1 command point to put a unit in Deep Strike. You can put 2 units in Deep Strike if you're playing a Strike Force level mission, and 3 units if you're playing an Onslaught level mission.
Nice.
So, above 1,000 points, you can put 2 units in.
Yeah.
Relentless Assault is 1 command point, which allows a unit that contains a bike to fall back and charge.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. Like if you've got an Outrider in your kill team.
1 CP, whereas to give them the White Scars fall back and charge
is 2 command points. Yeah. So I mean, there are other reasons you might turn yourself into White Scars, like the advanced and charges.
Advanced and charge, yeah, 100%.
Thing. But yeah, that Relentless Assault's quite nice. Then you've got Shroud Field, which is quite nice. It's 2 command points, and it basically means you can't shoot a Corvus Black Star unless it's the closest model on turn 1.
Really like that. Just keeps your Corvus alive.
Yeah, so like I've had a few ideas, like have a Corvus, fill it up with cool dudes, keep it safe turn 1, put it in my opponent's deployment zone turn 2, or in my turn 1, and then actually use it. We then got a fun one, which makes me chuckle, is Clavus, which you can use on a Watchmaster if he's within 1 inch of a vehicle. That unit suffers D3 mortal wounds until a fight. That vehicle can't fight until all eligible units have done so.
Yeah, really nice.
So you basically turn yourself into somewhat of a Judicia.
Yeah.
Against vehicles.
Yeah.
It's really horrible against knights.
Mortal wounds as well is nice. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, for 1 command point as well.
Especially if someone comes in and like a knight, and they charge your your dreadnought. Say then you've got a Watchmaster that heroically intervenes. You then use this because you're within 1 inch, and you do D3 mortal wounds, and then say, my dreadnought gets to fight first. That dreadnought can then do however many wounds to that knight in close combat. It's really strong.
Yeah, it is really good. And then you've got Special Issue Loadout, which is the last stratagem.
Yeah.
Which is 2 command points, and I hate it. So basically, you can give any bolt weapon special ammo, but it turns the bolt weapon into a heavy 1 weapon. So, like on my bolt rifles or auto bolt rifles, I can turn them to heavy 1 to give them special ammo. In one case I can see myself maybe using it is on Stalker bolt rifles. If I've got, say, 5 heavy Hellblasters with 5 intercessors with Stalkers, I might use that on the Stalkers. But it's 2 command points for not a great deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe turning your heavy things into damage free is quite nice, but
I mean, if you add it up, like the way you stack, that doesn't sound great at first, but actually stacking up, you put yourself in heavy doctrine, Devastate doctrine, whether you do it with your army or you use the priority doctrine adaptation for 1 command point. So you can put that, say you just take 10 intercessors with Stalkers, then use 2 command points to give them special ammo and take the Vengeance rounds.
Yeah.
To give them +2 damage. Those Stalker bolt rifles are now 4 damage.
+1 damage, isn't it?
Is it +1 or +2? +1 damage.
+1 damage, yeah. So it makes them damage free because they're damage 2 naturally, aren't they?
Yeah,
there's a lot of damage. There's a lot of free wound models out there. You think, I mean, even if you just look at the Necron Codex alone, all of the destroyers are free wounds. The Wraiths are free wounds. Terminators are now all 3 wounds. There's so much stuff out there that's now 3 wounds that would be, I think, really, really strong.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 3 command points to make a suboptimal choice that you might have work.
Well, only really 2, because you can choose to put them in the you could choose whenever to put them in the Devastator Doctrine that you want, because of Army's ability. But yeah,
and if you're not in there, you've got that option to put yourself there.
So that was the stratagems. So we're just going to quickly just run over some list ideas. So Sam, so first off, obviously I know you've put together some firstborn list.
Yeah, I mean, I threw together a Primaris list, a firstborn list, and then like a mixed.
Yeah.
So like in the firstborn, I had captain, librarian, and it was like 4 kill teams.
Yeah.
And then a handful of dreadnoughts. Kill teams wise, it was like 4 units. It was like a unit of 10 veterans, just with bolters and swords. Gave them the the Führer tactic to reroll against troops.
Yeah.
Then I had like 5 Vanguard in one squad of 5 veterans, which obviously was combat squad, and 5 bikes in a squad in a kill team. That would combat squad, and then 5 Terminators in a kill team. That would combat squad. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because I think I had like 4 Terminators for Thunderhammer Storm Shield and 1 for Lightning Claw, and then the veterans that were with them both had sword and board, like Storm Shield and Power Sword. So I had like a combat squad running around, and then I had like a Corvus and 3 dreadnoughts in. So I was looking at it and going, if you just bought like 3 start collecting sets, a box of bikes, a box of Vanguards, and a box of Terminators, and a Corvus, you'd be there on it.
Yeah.
So
nice.
That was a first sort of list I threw together. Threw some specialism. Is it going to be the strongest list? Probably not.
No.
But it's a fun army to get on the board. It's got lots of tricks, and
there's a lot of, like you say, Deathwatch are very adaptive. So there's a lot of things you can do, change. With all the re-rolls to wounds, you can get full re-rolls. You can get re-rolls of 1. Then you've got the Watchmaster who can throw in full re-rolls and then re-rolls to 1 to hit. So there's a lot of things going on in terms of that, which with the volume of shots that Deathwatch can put out, it is quite nice.
Yeah. I then put a Primaris version together, which you can do a lot less with the Primaris. So it's just like I took an Indomitus kill team with 5 aggressors, Indomitus kill team with 5 Plasma Inceptors, and I was just throwing it all together. I got so much less when doing it Primaris, though. I got almost 5 kill teams plus 3 dreadnoughts and a Corvus in a veteran list. I only got 4 kill teams and 2 dreadnoughts in the Primaris version.
Yeah, so 2 redemption dreads, obviously.
Yeah, but they are so much more expensive. Those Indomitus kill teams are easily pushing 360 points.
Redemptive dreads are so much better than the normal Ven dreads, though.
I mean, the venerable dreadnoughts I had were Twin Las Cannon Fist in the veteran ones, which I think is a good balanced loadout for a generic dreadnought.
Yeah, I do as well. But I think Redemptors, with the volume of shots they can put out, are just...
Oh, Redemptors are mental. I love Redemptors. So in a mixed list, which is what I'm working towards, I've got the models to put together. So I've got, in a list I want to try, it's Watch Captain with Power Sword and Storm Shield. With the Relic Storm Shield to give a 5-up invulnerable to it as an aura. I then got a Librarian for that uber psychic stuff.
Yeah, which is so...
We then have 2 kill teams. 2 fort. No, not in this list.
Okay.
Watchmaster is good, but I ran out of points for him. He became sort of a secondary option. Because once the Storm Shield is so valuable and the Psychic is so valuable, I don't really have the room for the Watchmaster.
Yeah. I understand that. Which is nice, because now you've almost got too many choices, which is good.
Yeah, which is very much the Space Marine way.
Yeah.
Space Marines used to be like the level playing field. They were masters of nothing, but good at everything. Yeah. Now they're just masters of everything. You want to build any list, you can do it.
Yeah.
Do it with Space Marines.
Yeah, carry on with the list.
So the list is obviously Watch Captain, gave him a jump pack, gave him a Power Sword, gave him the Storm Shield. Librarian, I'm going to play around with Psychic Powers to see which ones are worth taking. I then had 2 Fortis kill teams. So that's 5 veterans with their bolt guns and storm shields, and then 5 and bike squads, basically. So I'd combat squad them, so I'd have 2 5-man bikes and 2 5-man veterans.
Yeah.
Give the bikes a Startish chainswords. They're away. They're 150 points. They're still decent.
Yeah.
I then had another Fortis kill team, which I literally just filled out with 10 veterans with power swords and bolters. These, I could combat squad them, but they're sort of a better version of assault intercessors, if you ask me, because power sword gives me +1 strength and AP3, and I've got as many attacks and just as many wounds now, and I've got the bolter with the special ammo.
Yeah.
So, and it's only a little bit. It's only like 3 points more on model, so like 30 points more.
Yeah.
Give them a specialism for reroll wounds against troops all the time.
Yeah.
If my chapter tactic matches up, there's a full reroll. That squad is actually quite a beast. It's only like 230 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
I then took 2 other kill teams, a Proteus kill team with 5 intercessors and 5 Hellblasters.
Nice. Which I tell you, actually, just saying about the Hellblasters, they were so good against the Necrons. Like they were probably one of the biggest thorns in my side in that game.
Yeah, I almost won a second unit of them. I've got the Hellblasters 2 paint up, so I almost want to do that a second time. Just I'm running out of points. But then I got the Phobos kill team.
Yeah.
Spectrus.
Yeah.
And I just took 5 intercessors and 5 eliminators.
5 infiltrators, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. 5 infiltrators and 5 eliminators.
Yeah.
Just for the backboard. And then I gave them the specialism, which is anti-HQ.
Nice, obviously, yeah.
So
you can combat squad them. Can you combat? You can't combat squad them.
You can't combat squad them, no, because the eliminators don't have the combat squad rule.
Yeah. But then you've got the infiltrators that are blocking out deep strike, and then you've got them eliminators just killing it.
Yeah. And 5 of them is a decent amount to take out a character.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And then
it
makes it very, very scary. Yeah.
3 of them was enough to take out a character. 5 guarantees it.
Yeah, yeah.
I then top that list off with 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, and that's pretty much there. So you got like 5 big units, 3 of them that stay together, and 2 that combat squad to give you a really good board presence. Yeah. Characters that support you and give you decent defensive buffs as well as decent offensive buffs.
Yeah.
And you're just away. There's so much efficiency and such.
I really like the list, Sam. In fact, I think you should get it all ready and painted, and we'll play it on the channel. And I'll try another Necrons list against it.
So, I mean, where Deathwatch are now, I like their efficiency. I'm not a Space Marine fan personally, and that wonky title still annoys me looking at it.
I think the Deathwatch obviously we'll have to see more played. I think with the amount of rerolls to wounds and stuff they get, it does mitigate the fact that they haven't got loads of anti-tank. And I think they are really, really strong, and I think that they're going to be good on the tabletop. They've had some nerfs, the same as Space Marines in general have had nerfs. But I do still think that they're very, very, very good.
Army-wise power level, I think they have come up to match Space Marines because now they've got access to the full Space Marine codex, and the kill teams just make them so versatile.
And the fact, and then you've got the rerolls. And I think my personal opinion so far of seeing, I haven't really seen too much of the Space Wolves. I am going to be doing a series on the Space Wolves supplement as well. But from what I've seen with Space Marines, Necrons, Deathwatch, I think that they all are pretty balanced. I still think that Necrons, you can build some really good Necron lists and they will give Space Marines a run for their money. I'm not saying hyper competitive, top competitive. I don't know yet who is up there because I don't think anyone does because there hasn't been enough tournaments, No. But at the moment, I still think that you can put together a really good Necron list and you can take it to a local tournament and you can do really well with it. You can win the tournament, And I'm just waiting to see how, Death Guard are coming out next month, and Blood Angels, and see what they're like. I'm expecting them to be as balanced as the rest, and I think it's exciting times. I think it's good.
I'm very much looking forward to new codexes just because I want something that's not Space Marines. Like when that variety comes around, I think the game's going to balance out really nicely.
Yeah, and I'm exactly the same as Sam. I want to see, you know, I mean, all the Space Marines have all come out first, and I want to see more Chaos. I want to see more Xenos. I want to see, I want to go to, and then everyone be on a sort of almost a level. I know it's never going to be completely balanced, but a level playing field, so you don't feel like, I don't want to go and feel like, oh, I'm going to win this because I've got
a superior book.
Yeah, I've got my codex and you haven't. Like, it's just
it's like I was chatting with it about it with Ollie, and he's saying he's only going to play new codex releases because it's like playing with an index if you've got no codex.
Yeah, which is true because you've got access to secondaries and things like that that the others haven't. Although I did actually say today, I was on the phone to Tom Wybrand, I did actually say today that sometimes at the moment you have actually got those things where you can soup and do some cheese in some of the older codexes that you can't do anymore in the newer codexes. So it does sort of level out that way, but then you're sort of almost playing something that's out of date. So
yeah, I really like what's happening with 9th edition currently.
Yeah,
it's a good 8th was the best edition I've seen in a long time, and I've played since 3rd. So yeah,
and for me, 9th is just built on that. And for me, what I love about 9th, going from 8th to 9th, the thing I love the most about it is the fact that melee has now become as big
almost
as part shooting. You know, if you can get the terrain right, it's as big a part as shooting. If not, sometimes it's even a bigger part because you're contesting them objectives all of the time.
Yeah, I think there's potential for a pure melee list to actually be winning games.
Yeah.
Where in 8th you could just line up and blow your opponent away for 3 turns.
You got in this game. You like to see that.
Yeah, in this game you can still do that, but you need to get on it straight away to actually win the game. If you hang back, you're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah.
And this is also why I think Space Marines, especially like Deathwatch, are very good, because you've got these really good ability combat units like Vanguard veterans and Blade Guard.
They're like Swiss Army knives, aren't they? You know what
I
mean?
So you've really got the ability to push up and contest the midboard now.
Yeah.
Where some other armies, like the Imperial Guard, who are majority of the top tables before the second Space Marine Codex, just sit there and blow you away. Well, that army's not going to perform very well because it doesn't have the combat efficiency that the Space Marines have. Or, I'm looking at my Orc list and going, actually, my list that I won Ultimate Commander with in 2018 is worthless now. It just doesn't have any AP. It doesn't hit hard enough. It shoots. It doesn't get into your opponent's face. And it's like, hold on a minute. Like this is a good rotation for the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it's really, really good. And I'm just interested and excited for to see more of these codexes and see how the game develops and what more new settings come out. And that sort of thing.
It's ups and downs with this book. If you like the old book, you might not like the changes, but once you get used to them, you find that actually Deathwatch are a very malleable, very novel army to play.
And I think you've got to understand that all of the codexes and supplements are going to get some sort of buff, some sort of nerf to stop so much cheese and stuff like that.
I'd like to not use the word nerf. Some considering, but more of a sideways shift because the game has changed so fundamentally.
Yeah, maybe a sideways
strong in 8th is
more. When I say nerf, is like stopping so many rerolls, stopping so much in terms of this can drop down and then bring this over. There's sort of more cheap stuff that you could do that maybe people are a bit broken.
The way you used to play 8th has been nerfed. If you still play that way, the mission in the game's going to not be very favourable to you, and the new books aren't designed to play that way. So it's about
designed to take more of an army, the way an army is meant to be, or the way that army is meant to be taken.
Yes.
Right, guys. Well, thanks very much, Sam, for coming on and discussing the Deathwatch with me. And
it's been fun.
It has been fun. And you will definitely see some more Deathwatch on the channel because I'm going to make Sam play them.
You play them. I'll play my Orcs.
No, you're going to play them against my Necrons because I want to beat them with my Necrons. I might never beat them because they're designed to kill my Necrons, but I will one day. But yeah, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you did. And we'll see you in the next one. Stay lucky. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.